Hi everyone. So I know I haven't made a proper introduction video where I introduce myself to you and tell you all about me. I'm going to be talking about my advice for college freshmen because I know a lot of you have just graduated or are about to graduate, in which case congratulations. You should be really proud of yourselves because you reached a huge milestone in your life. And I remember how I felt when I was you. And I am a college senior now. I will be graduating this time next year. So I feel like I have authority to tell you some of my advice, things I have learned. Honestly, I'm making this video because I wish someone had told me these things before I had started college, because that would have reduced a lot of worry and anxiety I had, and a lot of just the what the hell do I do now? And like, how am I supposed to act? And what am I supposed to expect? And things like that. So I just wanted to start off by saying, giving you some insight to who I was in high school, because I feel like a lot of you can relate to it. So in high school, I went to a big high school, well, a relatively big high school, and I had transferred middle of my high school career from private school, and I was very much into horseback riding. I was all about horseback riding. I had played softball and soccer and tennis in high school, but I dropped all of that freshman year. I was like, I'm all about horseback riding now. And I was really good at it. I did shows, show horses, things like that. My first piece of advice for you is sign up for orientation as early as possible. Minimize this window and go sign up for orientation right now. And I will tell you why. Because I signed up for orientation about 2 weeks before my college started. A lot of you will go to bigger universities and you have to fight for your classes. You have to fight to sign up for your classes as a college freshman. So what am I trying to say here? The sophomores, juniors, and seniors have already signed up for their classes, so those classes are already pretty full that they signed up for. And then there's this rush of signing up for college freshmen. All those freshman classes, like English 101, freshman seminars, things like that, they fill up the quickest. So you need to get your butt over to orientation and sign up for that. And just randomly sign up for classes. It really doesn't matter what you sign up for, and I will tell you why here in a minute, but I would suggest only signing up for 4 classes, which is 12 credit hours, instead of the standard 5 classes, which is 15 credit hours, and just for the first semester of your freshman year, because it's just overwhelming, honestly. You will be so overwhelmed if you were like me and you never had to pick up a book in high school. You were just one of those smart kids that never really had to try in high school. I would say that my biggest piece of advice to you, if you take nothing else from this video, ratemyprofessor.com is your best friend. I do not sign up for any classes without checking that website. All you have to do is type in the teacher's name. You have to go to your university, type in your teacher's name, and look at the reviews. I've taken word from some of the people that have had classes that I planned on taking in the future, and I've taken that professor after they said that it was a good professor and everything, and it hasn't been. It wasn't a good professor. It was it was hard, Okay, so the last thing, I just want you all to have confidence in yourself. Even if you're not going to college, just have confidence in whatever makes you different. I am not one to be swayed by anyone. I have my own thoughts and things like that. I'm a leader. I'm not swayed by anyone's opinion or whatever. That's what makes me different, and that's what I've held on to in college. So my freshman year in college, when I had a really awful English professor, but I had a private meeting with him. He required us to have private meetings with him all the time about our papers and stuff. And he read one of my papers to me, and he told me, he was like, "You're really not good at English or writing papers," or, and he asked me what my major was, and I said early childhood education. It's like, I hope to God that you don't teach children how to write and things just really mean, awful things that professors should not be saying to you. And I was upset by his statements. Like, I went home and, I drove home and I cried. Like, I had to pull over because I was crying so hard. But basically, I could have let that moment define me, and I could have, I could have not been an English, that could have kept me from being an English major, and it could have kept me from quitting writing, and it could have made me not write this blog that I have that I love, and that moment could have defined me entirely, and it could have, like, consumed me. But I didn't let him bother me. Like, after a while, I had cried, and then I got over it. Like, I was like, what does he know? He's just like a grumpy old man that doesn't know anything. And one day, I'm one of those people with the attitude of, people were mean to me in high school. Like, I got bullied in high school by this one girl. And the thing that kept me afloat and kept me confident was, like, one day, I will be your boss. Like, like, I'm better than you, and one day I'll be your boss, and one day I'll control your salary. So, you better start being nice to me. So that's just kind of the attitude I have to get me through things, and just have confidence in yourself if that ever happens to you, which, it might. Just don't let it bother you. He was wrong. Like, so I hope that helped you in some way, and I hope you all found that helpful, and I will talk to y'all